Come on. Now I always have some bits and pieces in Mother's garage, and I got the same old type of bag at home with different parts. Okay, and I'm looking for a plug. I was going to show you what that looks like. Here we are. Okay, and I'm going to take one of these. Okay, twist it off of here. This is just a tree to hold it. And here's my little plug. You see? And chances are the hole's not that big in the main pipe because it's probably as small as that other one I showed you. So if so, then I take my little goodie that makes the holes in the pipe. Here it is right here. You get these at most any local hardware store, and that's designed to poke a hole in your main water line, your drip irrigation line, not a PVC pipe, your drip irrigation pipe. It's black, flexible enough where you poke that in, and then you've got this. Okay, so I may have to use this to poke it to make a little bit bigger hole. Now, if you wanted to run a line, an extra line, you would take the, I just happen to have some couplings. I'm just going to show you this just for kicks. Okay, and this is see, 1/4 inch barbed connector. Here it is. See, you would take this, poke it into your pipe, your 5/8 or 3/4 inch drip irrigation, and you put your 1/4 inch tubing on there. Okay, and then you would take a pair of pliers and you would just grab it. Sometimes if you're just installing it and it's hot outside, you might be able to just take this and push it in. But more times than not, you have to poke it in hard with a pair of pliers. And then I've got extra pieces of tubing, that I've used for other things. Here's a little drip flag dripper at the end. I didn't use that anymore. I cut it off, and I just have it in there for parts. See here. Here's another one of those 1/8 inch tubings that I tore out from before, and they had it like that. See, here's another end. See, but I don't have any plugs for the 1/8 inch tubing, and so I'm going to use this one. Okay, not that end, but this end. See how it kind of comes out like that all the way around. I poke that in with a pair of pliers. Just snap it in there. And that's what I'm going to do for this. And I think that's the only thing that's left that's dripping out of there. And can you see, with all that water coming through there, it reduces the water pressure. It reduces the water pressure from here over to the end of the line, over to the end of the line. And now at the end of the line, I got a 1/4 inch tubing that comes over here, comes across, comes up here like this over to this plant. Then I got a 1/4 inch tubing that I tied in at the end that goes up to that plant. See, and so that's why those aren't dripping very much, all because that tube is come out. I thought it was because the guy ripped it out and put a big old cut in the main line like he did underneath the rock over here. But no, as he was pulling, the pipe, the 1/8 inch pipe, tore, or when he used his hack, his axe or his pick, it might have sliced, excuse me, sliced that 1/8 inch drip irrigation pipe that went over to here somewhere. He chopped it off. Okay, and so now it's just been doing its business under here. And I know there's enough water getting to these. I've got a drip irrigation bubbler to here. It's over there, and I'll make sure that's working. And then there should be one to this, because it's so nice and green. I don't think it was getting all of its water from that leak over there. But I'll have to keep my eye on that. If I ever need to tie into that line, of course, I don't have to dig underneath that rock. I can come over here where this bush is. I can come over to the side, dig in, find the main drip pipe that goes through there, tie into there, run a 1/4 inch tubing with a 1 gallon drip over to this plant here. Do you see? There's all kinds of different things you can do. And speaking of all kinds of different things you can do, go to my YouTube playlist on my main YouTube channel page and click on playlists, and then scroll down to drip irrigation or landscaping or something like that. And all the drip irrigation videos that I've done will be there. I made videos of this, I made videos of this, I made videos of a couple repairs, I made videos of this stuff over here and this. I made some videos of fixing some drip irrigation over here, adding some plants over here. We had some plants over here, and I put some different types of irrigation pipes in there. I had to tie in and do some stuff here. I did some stuff in the backyard. I did some stuff at somebody else's house. I did some stuff at my house. And so all of those drip irrigation videos will be in that one area, okay? All right, so now there's enough, the water has pretty much dried up, and that pipe, you can't really see it, but it's just right there. And so I got to dig that out further, clean up around there, and before I pull it out. And when I get ready to pull it out, I'm going to clean the pipe around there and all that kind of stuff, because I want to make sure that no dirt goes in there. Last time when I repaired the entire line with the coupling, some dirt got in there, and of course after I turned it on, after I fixed it, then the dirt went up into the drip here, the dirt went up into the drip at the end here, the drip went into the end of the brand new drip bubbler that I put right in there. And so I cut those out. I saved them. I could probably clean them out with a little fine little piece of wire or something and clear them out. But for the sake of argument, I had some other half gallon. See right here, half gallon, half GPH, gallons per hour pressure compensating drippers. See, those were the ones that I replaced. And I want to make sure no dirt gets in there. If that was the entire pipe, and if I had to cut out the entire pipe, and after I made the repair and stuff, before I turned the water on, I think for the sake of argument, I would have cut off the end of that dripper, this dripper, that dripper, peeled off the last little bit of rubber, let the water come out of the end and just shoot, kind of like this one here. That flushes out the system because it's at the end of the line, right? Then I could shut the water off after that and then put the new drippers at the end, because if you get any dirt in there, and if you don't check your drippers, you may think, oh yeah, I fixed everything over there, everything's fine. You don't look back here and you find out later your whole bush is dead because your dripper is barely coming, because it's got some mud and some debris or some sand, some pebbles in there or something like that. You see what I mean? All right, so off I go. Now that I have my game plan, I'm going to dig that down and pull that off, get ready to install my little plug. Okay, that's my next step. How do you do a job like this? One step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? Yes, you know. One bite at a time. Okay, well I found it. You can't really see it, but the main pipe goes this way, and instead of coming out the top, it comes out of the side of it. And I'm about ready to pull that off, but I got some paper towel here to wipe around there to get all the mud off it and stuff like that. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? There's another thing I could do, and maybe I should just go ahead and do it. Instead of putting the plug there, I'm going to put the coupling on there, and I'm going to put a little piece of 1/4 inch tubing. I'm going to put a 1 inch dripper at the end, so that it's still over here. I'm sure there's another dripper here somewhere. I don't know exactly, but that way, instead of just plugging that off, I'll have an actual dripper coming out of there, and it'll go over to here, because I've got a separate dripper to this one, and I've got some other drippers here, and whenever I go to the store, I get more parts. Now see, one of these drippers, this one here happens to be 2 gallons per hour pressure compensating drippers, see? And this one Unfortunately, when I ripped this off years ago, I did it in such a way to where I can't read it anymore. So there's a tip for you. When you cut these open, cut it off to the side. Cut it off to the side, you know, like that or something, so that you can still, see, like that, so you can still read what they are. But I'm pretty sure these are 1 gallon drippers. These are inline drippers, where you can take one pipe and go in for in, and that's what I ended up doing over here. I got 1 dripper there, 1 dripper right there, 1 dripper there, 1 dripper there, one dripper there, 1 dripper there, because we had some plants over here, and then that whole thing works. But you can do it however you want. They got all kinds of parts at the store, so it makes it easy, especially when you're doing things yourself. You can decide on your own how to get things done. Okay, so I could put the cap, I could put the plug in there and be done with it, or I can run a little piece out, and I've got some extra pieces of pipe too, even if I don't have long enough. See, this piece might just barely be long enough, and I've got some other pieces in here, but then last time I was at the store, I got a 50-foot long piece too. So I might even use one that's a little bit longer, just to get it and drape it up a little bit higher up off the ground. We'll see. We'll see. See, that could actually be long enough. That piece right there. See, and before they had the dripper ends, years ago they had these. It was just called a flag, and you could turn it. You could turn it on or off, or slower or whatever. You would just turn this end. See how it turns. But for the money, I wouldn't get these anymore. I don't even know if you can buy. I think you can still buy these at the store, but I like just the regular drip ends nowadays. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna look in the garage, see if I got a longer piece, like I said, and do it. I can always use these for smaller little pieces. I think I want to come up and out of there longer, just for the sake of argument. All right.